You know how I said in my last video that I respect every genre and there's always something to be gained from every genre? You know how I went on about that for like a whole video? Well, I was a big liar, it turns out. I completely forgot that MMOs are the worst genre of all time, and there's no value from them, and they should be eliminated from the face of the planet. Or so I thought, I guess. I recently got roped into playing the World of Warcraft Classic Stress Test, and I learned some stuff. I hadn't played the original World of Warcraft since I was like 8 years old, so I think I gained a lot. I think I gained something from playing it, you know? Maybe I'm not the biggest MMO fan in the world still, but I think I learned some things. So today we're doing an unscripted, rambly, long-ass, overdrawn video about this type of thing, you know? Just something I can slap together while I work on better videos. So I think I'm just gonna describe what it was like, the process, everything I did, and give some thoughts on it as I go along. So, you know, you start up the game, and it prompts you, pick a class, pick a race, pick all these sorts of things. And of course I picked Horde, because I am not a... you know, I'm not one of them, if you know what I'm saying. You know. you know what they're like. I picked Undead, because I'm just that cool kind of guy. I'm not going to be a fucking cow person. Come on now. Who the hell's going to pick anything except Undead? I went with a Warlock, because I have an old D&D character that I've sorely missed. He left before his time, unfortunately, and this is my ode to him. And so the first thing I notice after getting into the game is the intro is unapologetic about the undead being shitty bastards. Right, you know, you have Blizzard nowadays, and Blizzard is incredibly afraid of having actual defined villains that are also playable characters, or major characters, you know? You look at StarCraft 2, and Kerrigan was just a complete genocidal piece of shit in the first game, and the Overmind, whatever he was called, was just like a mindless monster fucking murdering people for its own gain. But no, StarCraft 2, actually they were good guys. They were just trying to team up against the real threat, which is this thing. You know, that's what StarCraft 2 did. And to my understanding, I don't know World of Warcraft, like, lore very well, but to my understanding, Illidan was kind of a bad guy. Like, less so than Kerrigan, but he was still kind of a bad guy. But then in the newer expansions, they just full-on, like, redeemed him. Like, he's just a good guy now, and he was being a good guy all along. He just was using evil methods, blah, 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 blah. And so it was a surprise to see in this intro, they're just like, yeah, you're an undead, and you're a shitty asshole guy who wants to make everybody undead, and you're really only on a team with anyone else out of convenience, and when the time comes, you will try and kill them all. That was a refreshing little thing, you know. That was pleasant. I can't wait for Diablo 4 when it turns out that Diablo and Mephisto and Baal were actually trying to prevent the real evil from coming to the world, who's an alien. Fucking pieces of shit, Blizzard. So, you know, you walk out of the first, like, little crypt you start in, and you talk to the first quest giver, and honest to God, I tried to read the quest dialogue. The first couple guys, I tried to read the quest information, and at a certain point, I realized it was a complete and utter waste of time, just not a good idea at all, and I stopped doing it. I started skipping all the text. Now, I am a man who will sit through a lot of text in a video game. I will read an entire fucking video game if I have to, but I think MMOs engender a certain amount of non-reading in them, to the point that it makes me question why there's even text to begin with. When you play an MMO, you know what you're going for. You know exactly what you're trying to do, and you understand that everything that you're doing until you reach the end game is a formality. You know that it's all just bullshit that you're going through in order to reach the part of the game that you want to get to. And so this dialogue, this text, you start to understand that it's not worth anything, And I think the devs think the exact same thing too, because it's like, they know. They know it's bullshit and that you have no good reason to actually want to go out and kill 10 boars or some shit. And so it begs the question of why they even have people writing anyway. Like, if you know that people don't want to do these quests and that they're just doing them to level up, then you can't hire good writers. Like, you can't have good writers wasting all their time writing quests that nobody cares about. But then, at the same time, when you write quests that aren't well written and that nobody gives a shit about, then the players aren't gonna care especially. Like, they're gonna double not care. And so it's kind of a fucked up cycle of the MMO process. I'm starting to think MMOs should just not have stories. I'm starting to think that that's probably for the best. You know? The only MMO I've ever played where I gave any kind of a shit about the quests or the stories was Elder Scrolls Online. And that's because they put way more effort than probably necessary into making those quests, like, feel important. You know, there weren't excellently written quests or anything, but, you know, that whole... I did the Morrowind expansion, and I did the whole thing with, like, Naryu and her weird little quest with the girl, whatever her name was. And, like, it was fine. It was, like, a solid, like, type of quest line you'd find in Skyrim or some shit. You know, not the best, but it worked. It was enjoyable. But, like, you have to ask what kind of benefit that ultimately is. It benefited me because I didn't give a fuck about endgame in Elder Scrolls Online. I just wanted to play the Morrowind expansion because that's the kind of guy I am. So it benefited me, but I feel like that's a niche audience. People who give a shit about the quests. So, moving on, we get to the thrilling act of killing 50 fucking bats and skeletons and just, like, hoping for the item that they drop. And this is one of the most batshit insane things I've ever seen in my life with MMOs, is they tell you go out and kill 10 skeletons and bring back 10 skeleton skulls as proof that you killed the skeletons. And you kill the skeletons, and just, like, most of them don't have skulls. And, you know, beyond fucking making penny arcade jokes about how the skeletons should have a skull because they had a skull when I killed them, it's like, what is the game design purpose of fucking me around with RNG, like, this early in the game? Like, what is the purpose of that? And the only thing I can think of is that they're probably like, okay, you need to reach a certain level before you move on with the quest, so we're gonna make sure that you kill a certain number of skeletons more so than you need to in order to level up. And so in that sense, I kind of understand it. Like, they're just finding a way for you to get more experience. But, like, that's maybe the worst way of doing it I could possibly think of. Let me just give an example. So me and the dude I was playing with, I was at, like, 6 out of 7 fucking skeleton bones for, like, 30 minutes while he was full on them. And, like, it was just a complete, utter waste of time for both of us. But he still had to get all of that experience, and that's just because fucking RNG jagged me over for, like, 30 minutes. It's like the difference between those two people is the biggest pain in the fucking ass in the world. All you've done is fuck up your level curve by trying to ensure a level curve. And it's just like, why are you not balancing the amount of XP that you get from enemies and the quest better? The only thing I can think of is that it's some misguided, like, use of RNG dice rolls. Like, oh, well, it's an RPG, so we gotta have, like, dice rolls in there. Which, I mean, I guess Morrowind does that same kind of bullshit. It's real bad, but, like, I don't know. It's just a vestige of a genre that doesn't need to take part in this one. It is kind of a relic of the old times, I guess. It's kind of charming to me that, like, there are still these vestiges of classic RPGs left over in what is now, like, a very new agey genre, you know? MMOs, for as much as I want to talk shit on them, are, like, super cutting edge concepts. Like, have literal thousands and hundreds of thousands of players all playing the same game, and, like, you know, that's just that's crazy shit. And honestly, one thing that I do like about MMOs, one thing that I can say is that, like, you might complain, like, you have to run a long way just to get in between cities, and it's like, oh, there's not even really much out in between there, but I'm the kind of guy who likes, like, Wind Waker sailing. I'm, like, that level of dude right now. So I'm just like, yeah, I like that there's a lot of open space where it's just like, this is a world. Like, if you want to walk on foot from town to town, it's gonna take a while. Like, it's a big place. And so that's the kind of tedium that I can get behind, because it's about reinforcing, like, a concept of the world, rather than just fucking me around for the sake of it. Combat in this game is still not fun. Let me clarify. I haven't done much PvP, so I can't, like, talk shit on PvP combat, but combat against regular enemies is just, like, the most boring shit I've ever experienced. I know there's a lot of people out there who, like, they love the leveling. They think the leveling is the fun part of the game, and the end game is just, like, a fun thing to do afterward. I, on the other hand, think that leveling is a living nightmare, because what the fuck? You just run around hitting, like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until you ding, it goes ding, ding, and then you're leveled up, and you pick a new skill, and it makes it slightly easier to go ding to fucking kill shit, and then you go into the next area and you kill higher level shit. And I'm just like, what's going on here? What? Why is this fun? And it's kind of the nightmare of designing a combat system which is designed both for killing AI creatures with, like, no brain at all, who just run at you and hit you, versus human players. It's like, okay, this skill has to have this amount of cooldown, and this amount of cast time, and this, like, particular damage number, because if it doesn't, then in PvP it's gonna be fucking broken. It's gonna be way too good. But then you fight a boar, and it's like, this isn't a challenge, it's just a fucking waste of my time. And so I just wish I could, like, hit a button and fucking insta-kill it, man. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just hitting, like, Shadow Bolt, Shadow Bolt, Shadow Bolt, Shadow Bolt, and then it's dead. You know what I mean? It's fucking dumb. The game graphically, honestly, has aged pretty goddamn well. I know that, you know, I've looked at World of Warcraft over the years, and I've looked at, like, the modern World of Warcraft, and I'm still like, it looks pretty good for a game that's, like, built on an old-ass framework, but, like, I don't know, maybe it's just, like, a little bit of nostalgia, maybe it's just, like, my personal preference in art style, but, like, the game still looks pretty good. It doesn't look like a cutting-edge, like, 2019 video game, but if you said to me, some like, small company put out this MMO, and this is their new game that just came out, I'd be like, this looks pretty good. Like, you guys did a good job stylizing this in a way that makes up for your small budget, your small company, or whatever the fuck. It's at least nice to know that the game was always intended to look good over time. Like, I'm glad that they had the foresight to understand, we're gonna have this game around for a long time, we should make sure that the art style is at least somewhat timeless. I respect that a lot. I think we don't give visual artists enough credit for, like, how goddamn good some of them are at making games continue to look good. Like, I look back at old PS2 games, and a lot of PS2 games look like utter fucking garbo, but, like, the Silent Hill games still look absolutely astounding. They genuinely look like early PS3 games, and they came out in, like, 2001 and 2003. It's fucking incredible. And so, like, the fact that this 2004 video game still looks pretty good in 2019 is like, hot damn, dude. Good fucking job, Blizzard art design. Oh yeah, one more thing about leveling is that, like, Jesus Christ, enemies need to respawn faster. Or maybe they need to be, like, instanced for particular players or something other than just what's going on now, where 50 new characters rush out into the field, and they're all killing the skeletons, and each of them gets, like, 5 guys get the 5 skeletons that are there, and then everybody just stands around fucking waiting for the rest of the skeletons to respawn, and then someone jumps on them, and everybody else is pissed that they didn't tag them first. And it's just like, holy shit, guys. I spent probably half my time leveling just waiting and looking around for new shit to spawn. It's seriously, like, that bad, and I know that they want to preserve this game exactly what it was as it was, and I do respect that. Like, this game isn't for me, it's for people who played this shit when they were younger, and they just want to re-experience it as it was. Like, that is fucking golden. I have no issue with that. But Jesus, it really does just make me think, like, what the fuck were you guys thinking back in the day? I don't know, they must have, like, not thought this game was going to be popular back when they first made it, because, goddamn. They must have been like, alright, we made Warcraft 3, we made StarCraft, oh, those were pretty popular, oh, sick, let's make an MMO, and, some people will play it, and then everybody in the goddamn world played it. Everybody on this fucking earth was playing it, and, that's just how it be, I guess. I guess I'm cool with that. Back before they fucking lost their souls. People probably want me to talk about like layering or sharding or whatever it's called, and I can tell you right now that it's fucking awful. I don't remember a lot about the game from when I was a kid, but I can tell you right now, I remember walking into fucking Orgrimmar and seeing 50 billion people just like crowding the streets, and like it made it look and feel like a real fucking city, like it made the place feel populated. But everywhere you go in this game, like, granted, it would have made my previous problem even worse with enemy spawns, but like, that is a fucking damage that I will take in exchange for the fact that, like, it is just horrible to walk into a main player hub and it's like a ghost town. It's like, it's super disheartening. It feels terrible. I can't really talk about the rest of it. I mean, like, me and the dude I was playing with didn't spawn on the same shard or some shit, which was annoying until we partied up, but, like, I don't know enough about the game to really talk further. It's just, like, it's fucking insane that they have, like 6 servers, and they're, like, sharding them instead of just having, like, 50 servers. Blizzard is once again extremely underestimating the number of people who will play their game. The same shit happened with Overwatch on launch, where nobody could get in because they had like 3 servers. Why do they keep doing this? But after all my complaining, now we get into the part of the game that genuinely makes me like respect this game, and finally, after like many years, understand why people like MMOs. And that's when my friend and I, we got into Orgrimmar, and he was like, oh shit, there's a raid going on. Let's, like, get involved. And I was like, okay, I don't really know what that means, but sure. And we ran out to the front gates of Orgrimmar, all raid partied up, and we just fucking whack-a-moled back and forth for, like, an hour, just killing their dudes. Their dudes respawned, they would come back and fucking kill us, and then we run away, and it was just like, it is 100% worthless. Don't get me wrong, this shit is completely pointless and serves no purpose, but it was ridiculously fun. Like, I cannot even explain why I thought this shit was fun, but it was great. It was just a fucking idiot competition. Like, what moron gets too close to the other team first? And then, like, they ran away, and we were all just, like, running the fuck around the entire goddamn map, looking for them, and people are sending messages like, where are they? Like, where the fuck did they go? And then some guy freaks out, like, I saw him! Guys, help! And we all, like, fucking ran over, and, like, just started shooting each other again. After, like, 30 minutes of running around a desert. And I was just like, oh my god, this is what this genre was made for. When people tell me that leveling is the fun part of World of Warcraft, I'm just like, what the fuck are you this is the fun part. This is incredible. This is like 80 people just got together and said, we're gonna have fun for no reason, for no benefit to either of us. We're just gonna fuck with each other, because it's funny to us. And the fact that Blizzard has, like, tried to tone that down in recent World of Warcraft, to my understanding, and, like, make the factions friends, is a crime. This is fucking the best. It has been a long time since I have just been in an idiot ball like that is, like, this enjoyable. So after that raid was done, right, you know, we go looking for other raids. And we find one with a guy who, he's like, I have a master plan. You guys just have to follow me. Just follow me. We're going to Stranglethorn Vale, and we're gonna fucking do my master plan. And so it takes like an hour to get to where he wants us to go. Fucking a lot of us died to crocodiles along the way, because apparently that's what Stranglethorn Vale is. It's just crocodiles. We swam through the water for so long, I was just like following whoever I could see. We, like, killed Old Murkeye, my favorite fucking Hearthstone card, I guess. And then we got to a point, and we went into an area, and we just, like, stealthed our way through the jungle for a while. I don't think I understand what we were doing, but we eventually got onto a little hill, outside of, like, the level 1 beginner area of the fucking Human Alliance or whatever. And this dude was just like, okay, kill all their quest objectives. And so we just have like 40 people who are level 10 to 15 killing boars in a jungle, just like pissing off the level 1s. He was just like, do this. They won't stand for this disrespect. Just like kill boars until they call in the level 15s. Who eventually did arrive. A small number of them did arrive who we just poked from across the street. And like, the idiot ball did not exactly begin as planned, unfortunately. We just had to, like, piss him off, and it wasn't quite working. We kept aggroing the guards, which was hilarious. They would just come in and, like, murder us, because they were, like, level 40. And I had to learn a new piece of World of Warcraft vernacular, which is condom, which is, like, in raids, you can put symbols over certain players' heads, and one of them looks like a condom. So the whole time, the dude was just spamming in chat, like, follow condom. Condom knows where to go. That was amazing. So we do this for, like, another hour. We're just, like, poking dudes across the street, just waiting for something to happen. I don't know what the plan is yet. And the dude is like, okay, he's not coming. We gotta move up. We gotta find him. And I'm like, okay, who are we finding? And it turns out he was trying to fucking stream snipe a World of Warcraft streamer named Swifty. And I had never heard of this man before in my life. And so he was like, where is he? How do we find him? And everyone went on the stream. And for like 45 minutes, he was just setting up a multi-box. We just watched him set up a multi-box for World of Warcraft while shouting in chat, like, face us, you coward. And he didn't know what we were talking about. He was just, like, sitting there, and we just had to fucking wait. All this time passes. Eventually, the dude is just like, alright, fuck it. We're gonna go find him. He stopped setting up his multi-box, we're gonna go get him. And we ran all across the map for, like, another fucking 20 minutes just looking for this guy, and we finally found out where he was, and we run up to him, and he's on a different server. He's just on another server, and all of his time has been wasted. And you know what? It was extremely boring, and stupid, and juvenile, and nothing was accomplished. But you know what? Fucking God willing, it was enjoyable. It was a stupid moron party, and at the end of the day, that is what I have decided that I like MMOs for. I like MMOs for the concept of the stupid moron party, where you accomplish nothing because you're like max level and you just want to fuck around. I understand it now. I can say 100% I now understand MMOs. I still think they fucking suck for the most part, but when you reach that endgame, and like maybe I'll play World of Warcraft now, just to reach that endgame with one character and fuck around in an idiot ball. Oh, it's a moronic game, but it's fantastic. I hope this completely incoherent ramble comes together into a semi-comprehensible video, that makes some kind of understandable point or statement, because I'm working on other videos, but they're kind of taking a while, because it turns out that playing through an entire expansion or like an entire adventure game is like kind of difficult. So come on, everybody, watch my videos, subscribe to my videos, please. I'd like to stop working in kitchens to pay my student loans. Please pay my student loans for me. I'd really like it. Thank you guys. The next video, hopefully soon. See you later.